Well, I think the big thing is that, you know, what we've seen over the last, you know, probably 5 years right now, or 6 years, is that because the housing prices have adjusted, many people, and as far as sellers today, are not in a position of being able to bring money to the table. So sometimes they're forced with the situation of, if they have to move, what do they do? And a lot of people are now going with the position of renting their properties. As far as a landlord, in that case, you know, their position is that they look to get fair market rental at that point, and hopefully have a person that comes in and occupies their property and takes care of their property and pays them on a monthly basis, and it becomes what we try to say, uneventful.
And we're seeing a lot of rentals nowadays.
And you know, what happens is that when they contact a realtor to represent them on leasing their property, as far as the realtor is concerned, what we do is we put the homes in their multiple listing system, and amongst other websites, and market. And what we do is we screen upon credit, employment verification, and income verification. And then the landlord reviews same and has a situation of making a decision as to the acceptance of the prospective tenant. As far as the tenant, you know, they need to be more prepared with response of having credits that are more, you know, credit reports that are updated, having the situation of the employment verification letters provided, and most recent year-to-date pay stubs, if that's the way the form of payment is at that point. But we are finding today in general that we see closings come through in multiple listing system, and a large part of it, I would say probably a good 30-35% on a daily basis, is that of closed rentals today. So it is showing that it's our housing market has reflected that, of course, of a rental marketplace today, based upon, you know, I think just the fact of sometimes the person that would like to get into a home as a purchase may not be what they call today lender worthy right now. So that they're in a position for a year or so to, you know, rent, to make themselves in that right state with, again, with financing. And as far as the seller is in a position of saying, well, I don't want to bring $30,000, $40,000 to the table, so I'll hold and keep the property as a rental for a while and see what the market's going to do a few years from now.
Absolutely. And absolutely. And for the renters and for the landlords, they need to be aware of, you know, if they decide to go down that route, that there's certain laws.
Absolutely.
In the state of New Jersey, you know, there's a guide, you know, that's on there that really lays it all out. Truth in renting. They need to be aware of all those things and what they're getting into, as well as talking to their accountant, what some of the tax ramifications might be.
There's no question about it.
There's all sorts of, you know, different things that need to be aware of, and certainly realtors.